Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're in the world. You know what it is, JJ and JJ's PC Builds. And before we get started, I want to say welcome all new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. I do know we hit 160 subscribers, and we're climbing. Let's go ahead and get them subscribers in. This is your first time here. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go ahead and just keep building until we get up to 1 trillion subscribers. That's what I'm hoping for. But anyway, also too, the veteran subscribers, I want to thank you for all your love and support and watching the videos, trying to help to support the channel. Now, the reason why we're here today is this. We're here today for this video. We are going to talk about the ARC A770. Okay, now I've done a lot of talking about AMD. I've done a lot of talking about I just lost that thought again. Wow. And trust me, this uncut video, so you see what it is. NVIDIA. See, I lost that thought, and I was thinking the name, and then I had to look at my screen to make sure I knew what the name was. That's bad. So just make sure you all roast me on that one. But anyway, we haven't done any Intel videos in quite a while, and I kind of feel bad because I do have my drink, and make sure y'all got your snacks and drinks too, so, but I kind of feel bad because I haven't done any videos on Intel. And, I've been focusing on AMD, and I've been focusing on NVIDIA, I've been focusing on ASUS, and I haven't done any on MSI or EVGA or, all these other companies. I have done some on Corsair. I have done a few on Corsair, and I have done a couple on Crucial, Thermaltake. I want to start focusing on the other companies I haven't been doing videos on. Okay, it seems like it's only fair that, I do videos on them as well, and just go down the chain for every company that's doing PC parts. I should focus on every one of them, not just the main ones, just the ones that are not being recognized. So, even though Intel, they had a little bit of bad rap about their ARC series. It's starting to come to light. They're starting to catch up. So with the ARC series, they got was it the 380 or something like that? My bad if I can't remember all the numbers, because I got so many numbers in my head. It's just unbelievable. You got the 300 series, you got your 500 series, and you got your 700 series. I'll just say that. Okay. Is there a 500 series? No. 300 series, 700 series. Okay. You got the A750, and you got the A770, and you got the 300 series. I can't remember which one it is, but in time we'll have a gander at it as well. But seems like the main focus on Intel right now is either the 13th gen CPUs, 12th gen CPUs, or the ARC 700 series GPUs, or seems to be the main focus on Intel. So what I did is I'm going to break y'all down to the action screen right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up what I had got cooking. So what I started my venture on was the ARC A770. I wanted to look at that today. And then, we'll have a look at the A750 and then we'll have a look at the 300 series. Okay. I do hope Intel does decide that they get their drivers all straightened around and get their cards up to 100% and then move on to their newest generation of ARC cards. So we got more to talk about and get them back into the spotlight. It seems that Intel has not been in the spotlight for quite a while. Even though that they got the 14th gen series coming out, I think it's going to be hooked up for the AM5 platform. So, but it's going to be the 14th gen series, which is coming out and they're working on. But what our focus on right now is not the CPUs, but the A770 GPU. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about what this is about. Okay, this is the A series GPU. It's the A770. It's XE HPG, the microtexture. It's TMC-N6. It's a desktop desktop GPU. Okay, it was launched in third quarter of 2022. Now its X cores is 32. Its render slices is 8. Ray tracing units 32. Intel X Matrix extension, it's the Intel XMX engine, it's 512. The X Vector engine is 512. Now it says its graphics clock is 2100 megahertz. Now I know if they get the driver straightened around and everything else, there's enthusiasts that are going to be wanting to clock that up to 3 gigahertz. They probably have already done it. I don't know. I didn't see the videos on it yet. But the thing is that would be interesting to take an Intel Arc 770, A770 to 3 gigahertz, just to overclock it, just to have fun with it. You know, that would be something to do. But the TBP is supposed to be not TBP, it's supposed to be TDP. Okay? But anyway, you get the point. It's 225 watts TBP. That's the way they say it. And the PCIe slot for that card is up to PCIe 4.0x16. Now, let's go ahead and move down the line. This card is, the A770 is a 16 gigabyte. It has 16 gigabytes of VRAM on the card. It's GDR6. Okay, that's not bad. It's got a 256-bit bus. And the graphic memory bandwidth is about 560 gigabits per second. That's not bad. I mean, that's basically this card here should exceed the RTX 4070, which I have in my computer. It should exceed the RTX 4070. But the thing is the graphic memory speeds at 17.5 gigabits per second. They need to bring that up to 21 gigabits per second. That would give that card a little bit more oomph. So it seems that the graphic memory speed is kind of down there where it's not where it needs to be. It needs to be in between 21 and 22 gigabits per second. So this way it gives the card more advantage to pick up steam, you know, to be able to pick up that speed. So, but ray tracing, yeah, it can do ray tracing. VRS, it can do VRS, variable rate shading. You know, it's got DirectX support, Vulkan support, OpenGL, OpenCL, multi-format codec engine, and an adaptive sync, which it has all that. Let's see. The amount of display ports that it supports 4 display ports. It looks like it has a EDP 1.4 port, display ports 2.0 up to UHBR 10. So it's got a HDMI port and 2.1, and it's got an HDMI port 2.0B. Max resolution, it'll go up to 4K resolution at 60 hertz. Now, if you think you're going to get a 4K monitor at, let's say, 512 hertz, when this graphic card only goes up to 60 hertz, it seems that you're only going to get 60 hertz. So basically, if you're going to get a 4K TV or a 4K monitor and hook this graphics card up, make sure that it's 60 hertz, because that's what the graphics card runs at. Everybody makes this little mistake and they don't look. They don't look at the specifications. They just think, oh yeah, it'll run that. It'll run 133 megahertz, 144 megahertz, and whatever. No, it won't. That's the max of the card. If the max of the card does not run any higher, neither does your monitor or TV. Do keep that in mind. Okay, now, keeping on the track, it's max resolution. That's a max resolution in HDMI is 4096 times 2160 at 60 hertz. Now, max resolution DP DisplayPort is 7680 times 4320 at 60 hertz. So keep that in mind. But the features that now this is the good part. It supports H.264 hardware encoding and decoding, 265 HEVC hardware encoding and decoding, okay, AV1 encoding and decoding, and VP9 bit streaming and decoding. So it comes with all that. And as far as the Deep Link technologies, it's got Intel Deep Link Hyper Compute and Deep Link Hyper Encode and Deep Link Stream Assistant. So it's got a lot of things going for the card. You know, as looking at the specifications, you know, it's got a lot that you're looking at for the card from Intel. So, you know, that's the Intel Arc A770 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, the point I want to make is, if Intel decides to make this a showcase card, then once they get the drivers all straightened around and the black screens and all that, I'm not judging them for that. I want to see what the card actually does. Maybe I can get a sample from Intel. Maybe we'll try for that and see if Intel's got a sample they want to send us for us to try it here, to see if it's going to black screen on us, or maybe we can make a modification to where, you know, it runs smoother than what they thought. Then I can give my thoughts on that, you know, stuff like that. I mean, we're more than happy to help out, you know, because I had a card one time black screen. It black screened so much that it actually erased the drivers in the card. You know, because you got a set, and the thing is you got a set of codes that are put into the hardware for the software for the matching. So when you plug the card into the computer and you turn it on, it automatically gives you a set of drivers to operate the card, so that way you can put the full set of drivers in. But if it gets erased, then guess what? The card don't work at all. That basically means you got to put a whole new BIOS onto the card and get it all straightened around. Only reason I still keep that card is for the simple fact that I know I can go get the original BIOS chip for that card, because it's an AMD, is supposed to be an AMD BIOS, but another company, they took and turned around, took out AMD BIOS chips, and they put in their own program, and now they say that the only way you can get that card to work is if we put in the driver set for the codes for that driver set, and we do the work on it, but you got to pay for it, and it's going to cost you $300. I told them to go kiss my butt. For $300, I'll go get me a brand new one, don't you know? So, all right, now we talked about what the A770 was all about. Now let's go into Amazon, which I already got you guys set. Okay, now these prices might change. Do understand that. And you know, it might be what they say, $437 right now, but the prices will change, and you know them with Intel, they're going to lower the prices sooner or later. So, you know, always have a look in, see what the prices are, and once the prices start going lower, then, you know, you can start going from there. So, from what I see is that, you know, it's 400 and some dollars for the card, you know, but there are other, you know, partner cards, you know, that you can get for cheaper than 436. You know, looks like they got Power Colors got a card for 349. XFX got one for 349. This Predator one's 389. Then you got your 436. You know, you can always have a gander and look at the fact of what everybody's doing. Now, the only thing that is the memory clock speed 17.5 on the original one, but you know, you got one that's got 2.2 gigahertz, you got one that's got 16 gigahertz, 16 gigahertz. But look at the fact of what I'm trying to tell you. When you go to get these partner cards, make sure they match at least equal or greater to the flagship cards. So, you know, that's why you always look at, compare those to the flagship cards to make sure you're getting a better deal. Now, if that card's only got, the memory clock speed's only 2.2 gigahertz, you think I'm buying that card right there, right here? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not buying that card, not for 2.2 gigahertz. And then you got 16 gigahertz on the next one with 192 bits. You really think I'm buying that? Oh, hell no, I'm not buying that. And this one right here for, you know, 16 gigahertz and 192 bits. You think I'm buying that? Oh, hell no. Look, they got 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, they moved it down to 192 bits. Okay, Power Color and XFX, they did the cards right there. And they moved it down in power. They reduced it. Oh, hell, and then he even says it's an AMD Radeon. Oh, wrong cards. My bad. See, now, if I would have looked, I would have said, you know, hell yeah. But no. Okay. I mean, this could go cheaper. Let's go ahead and go over to Newegg. Okay, let's go over to Newegg. Okay, now, let's see what Newegg has. They have an 8 gig OC for $759. Oh, hell no. That's refurbished, too. It looks like they have combos. Okay, now, understand this. They got a i5 12600, 10 core, 12 gen 10 core, and they got, you know, looks like the A770. Let's see. They got the A770. They got the 770 desktop. Oh, that's the ARC 750. 8 gigabytes. I don't think you want to be paying that for that. No. No. Look. Go to Newegg. They got combo deals. If you're looking for something for a combo, look through Newegg. You know, you can find yourself a combo deal. What we're going to do is we're going to go one bit over. We're going to type in Micro Center. And no, this is not graphics card nightmares. Y'all are going to have to stick around for that. You know, that's on Saturday, so make sure you're there. Okay, so we are going to do the A770. And see what we can pull up. Okay, they got the Acer Bifrost. That's what that one card was for $399. Okay, they got the limited edition 16 gigabit for $349. And they got the Phantom Gaming for $329. Okay, so that's all the Micro Center's got on ARC. So it's not too bad. I mean, look, it's not the A750, okay? It's the A770. Okay, now the A750 they might have for a lower price. You can check that out if they got it for a lower price. And you could probably go with the A750. But me, I'm be honest with you, I would, if you're going to go with the Intel Arc, go with the A770. Always go with the biggest and the best. Okay? Later on down the road, when they get all them drivers fixed up and everything all fixed up and everything else, guess what? Now you got a super card on your hands and you buy it at a low price. And that means, I mean super card. I mean, this is a 16 gigabyte with VRAM on this card. Okay, 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Right now it might be down in the dirt, but you know, you never know when it comes to the software. Maybe they'll come up with a BIOS update for the card, and where you can BIOS update the card, and it moves it right up into the scales. You never know. Or they might get all the drivers fixed on it and do a new driver update and say, here you go. It'll work for all games. That might be another thing too. Or, you know, they could go up to, let's say, an 800 series and move the power up. And then start from the bottom and work their way up and start off with higher performance cards than the A770. Never know. So never give Intel, you know, the wide berth of the thing is that they don't have anything cooking, which I know better, and I know with Intel, they always got something cooking. Okay, I had to get that out, and it's just, you know, today has just been a day to where my thoughts have just been all over the place. See, I even forget about the microphone. And let me pull the microphone over there closer to me so that way I don't have to scream at you all. You know, so that way I get out the way. That looks like, you know what that looks like? And don't say it. Do not say it. You know what it looks like. Get your mind out of the gutter. You know. But anyway, I just wanted to bring y'all along, and I wanted to do a little bit of, you know, opening up on ARC, and hopefully the next video I do, we'll do one about the processor and see what that's about. But from what I'm seeing about the discrete graphics card of Intel, the ARC A770, it's not a bad card. Now, you know, if you want to spend like $600, $700, $800 in getting a better card, then, you know, which, you know, if you decide you're going to go with the RTX 4060 Ti, the 16 gigabyte version, then you're going to wind up spending $500 compared to what, the 329, 349, somewhere in there. That's what the ARC A770, 16 gigabytes of VRAM. You know, I'll tell you, Intel's got something cooking, and they're not telling anybody. They're just being really secret right now on what they're doing. They're riding the storm between NVIDIA and AMD, and they're just sitting right there, just working on keeping their heads into the game, and working on it slowly, so this way they don't make more mistakes like, let's say AMD or NVIDIA's been making lately with their graphics cards. I think Intel's got something cooking to the fashion that they're taking more time with their graphics cards to rule out a lot of different mistakes that they made on the last versions. I think they got a new card cooking somewhere. To me, I think they got a new graphics card cooking somewhere. They're just not telling anybody just yet, because now they're taking their time on the graphics card itself, so this way they can rule out any mistakes before they put it out there to the public. I think they're gonna come out on top. And I'm not bashing AMD or NVIDIA. I'm just saying Intel's going to take the crown, and I'm going to be really shocked when they do take that crown. Everybody thinks, well, Arc is dead, which I don't think it is. I think it's just to the point to where it's doing its trial and error. And don't get me wrong, it's doing a little bit of trial and error. Intel's doing trial and error to see where the mistakes happen. Yeah, they might use the community as like test subjects to see what's good and what's bad and everything else. But at least they're doing beta testing to where they're testing more drivers for more games and stuff like that, so this way they can iron out all their problems. They're working on their problems, slowly. They're not doing it to where they're just jumping their head right in there and saying, here we go, here we go, here we go. And that's making mistake after mistake after mistake, and that pisses off the consumer. When there's too many mistakes made on one card, that pisses off the consumer, because they want to use the product, but they can't use the product because guess what? The drivers suck. Okay, Intel don't want to do that. They don't want to put themselves in that light. So I think what they're doing is they're keeping their head under the radar, and they're working on their issues with these cards slowly, which is a good thing. And I do say that if they're doing that, much kudos to them for taking their time with it, not rushing it, and getting it perfected before you put it out to the community. I mean, I really wish all these graphic card manufacturers would do the same damn thing. Instead of putting out a graphics card that's not well tested or anything else, that's only been beta tested for like maybe a month or two, instead of taking and running it through 1 year of beta testing, which that's what they should be doing, at least 1 year to 1.5 years of beta testing. Okay, run it through all the testing, run it through its paces, make sure it's going to hold up for the future, and then start making changes as you're beta testing. Make changes to make it perfect, to make it to where it's going to be a monster when it comes out, and then everybody's going to want to buy it. But nobody's going to want to buy it if it runs like crap, if the price is like astronomically like crap. The main things that you worry about when you're buying PC parts: one is the cost, two is how long you have to wait for it or how far you got to drive for it, three, how reliable it is. Basically, when you put it in and you run all your tests, that it holds up to all your testing. And how reliable the driver software updates for your parts are available. And how many driver updates they do per se let's say if it's a graphics card, how many driver updates they do per se per one lifetime of one graphics card, and how well they keep up on the current, the current of what's going on in the world. The futuristic part that everybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for the futuristic part of these cards. So, but anyway, I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm just making this a video about Intel Arc. So we're going to go, that's my conclusion. I give you all my conclusion about it. So there it is. My conclusion is give Intel some time. The Arc cards will come out on top, and they will take the crown. So give them time. I'm not bashing it, AMD or NVIDIA. I'm just saying the way it is. And if they do, then high hopes for them. So if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours, watch the videos from beginning to end, would be much appreciated. Will help us get monetized. Now, if you just subscribed, we want to welcome you to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds family, and all the subscribers that have been here for quite a while, from the time I started till just last week and some. We want to thank you all for the love and support you've shown us on it, helping us with watching the videos and getting everything done. And what would really help out the channel, if you really want to know, get the word out. Get everybody involved. Get everybody involved. Means tell your friends. Tell everybody. Tell all your friends. Hell, come on over to this channel. Subscribe. Help build the channel. That would be most appreciated, and that would get us right on top. So there you go. Tell your friends. You want to get out there, help the channel. Get out there and tell your friends, subscribe, watch the videos. That would help us out tremendously. So, but anyway, until the next time in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.